Welcome back to Real Talk with Brian and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Brian.
Our next guest, as I mentioned, is a professional organizer, Jamie Bourne. She's been simplifying the lives of others since she was a child. Her passion for organizing began with her grandmother's home, where she attempted to declutter a simple hallway closet at the age of 10. Jamie earned her bachelor's degree in environmental studies and urban planning in 2003, but quickly realized that her ideal working environment was in the residential sector rather than in an office. In 2015, Jamie moved to Bellevue, Washington, and opened up Bourne to Organize. Before opening Bourne to Organize, Jamie honed her organizational skills as a household manager and a personal assistant with private households. Bourne to Organize specializes in general household organization, downsizing, move-in assistance, and much, much more. Jamie works with seniors, mothers, busy professionals, and all who have experienced a life change or have never established organizational systems within the home, a.k.a. myself. Unlike, my wife does a great job of it, though, let me tell you. Coming back to this, Bourne to Organize is also a licensed general contractor with a skilled carpenter who assists with handyman projects. Wow, I didn't know that. As well as larger installations. Bourne to Organize, I'm just thinking about a closet installation that I had. Bourne to Organize also offers comprehensive home sales preparation for clients who decide to move into smaller homes once they've established organizational strategies. Jamie is a proud member of the National Association of Productivity and Organizational Professionals and serves as the membership director on the board of the local Seattle area NAPO chapter. She is a hands-on organizer who isn't afraid to get dirty and uses an individualized approach with every client to create simple systems, declutter, ultimately transform houses from anxiety and stress, including into homes that can be enjoyed, that exude a sense of calm. See, I'm exuding a sense of calm now. So please welcome to the show, Jamie Bourne. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for having me today.
That was a mouthful.
I'm sorry.
Well, there you go.
All right. So before we get into the business side of things, tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I would describe myself as a minimalist. I'm very passionate about the environment, and I have a 24-year-old son. I like to snowboard on occasion, and I love yoga as well.
Did you get up to the mountains this winter?
Twice.
Okay.
That's
on
not
occasion.
very many.
It was some good snow this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was 2 more times than the last 2 years.
So progress, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
So what do you like to do when you're not organizing things?
I like to snowboard. I like to do yoga. I like to... We'll start this one over.
She probably likes to organize
You like to
so
organize.
much.
I love to
So I like
organize.
the
Never
10-year-old
not.
part.
Okay, let's start this one over. What I love to do right now is to create furniture, custom furniture
Really? Oh, cool.
Wow.
from salvaged materials.
Yeah.
So I've made a desk and a coffee table, and that's all I've made so far.
That's cool.
Well, if you need live edge material, let me know.
Oh, thank you.
That's
What?
one of my hobbies. Live edge.
I don't know
I
what
have
that is.
I have a sawmill. I can
Oh.
take
Are
an
you
entire
serious?
tree and just boom, do slabs.
Remember
It's
that
been
barn,
pretty-
you guys? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I purchased a live edge oak
Yeah,
slab.
yeah.
That's what I used for it was about a 9 to 10 foot slab
Yeah.
from a second use building materials.
See, I'm kind of kicking myself because we took down 2 big trees on our property, and I had it all bucked, for firewood. And I thought, oh my gosh, I should have
my.
made it like 2 or 3 mantles out of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Definitely.
Timber time.
I knew a guy with a sawmill. I forgot.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a show about real estate, okay? And I really want to hear your story about growing up and the home you grew up in and some fond memories from that.
Okay. I grew up in a small town in Northern California near San Francisco, and the homes were about 5,000 square foot lots, and they were relatively small homes, 2 to 3 bedroom, 1-story homes. And my fondest memory is the sound of the train passing while I was playing in the front yard with the neighbor kids, and also picking cherries from my neighbor's tree. And we did lock him out of his house once.
Oh. Why did you do that?
We were just having fun.
So the train going by was something that you can still, in your mind, you can remember that was a part of just playing and enjoying your home.
Definitely. A lot of people associate trains with a blaring horn, and it drives them crazy. And it's a soothing sound to me for some reason, because that was part of my neighborhood and my
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
growing up experience. Yeah.
See, I'm going to use that next time when I try to sell a house near train tracks. It's like, no.
Let's create some memories.
Exactly. You can make something that's not.
It's a feature. It's a
Yeah.
feature. Sorry.
Well, I had
Everything can be good.
a couple purchase a home just overlooking 405. And, of course, most people walk to the front door and like, no way. And this was a retired couple, and the guy says, I like to just sit here and watch the activity. And, on the it was in Kirkland. They also got beautiful sunsets across Lake Washington. But the freeway didn't bother them a bit. They liked the activity. So there's a buyer for every home.
That's right. That's right.
Definitely.
So getting down to business, why in the world would somebody hire a professional organizer?
Well, there are a lot of reasons to hire a professional organizer. For one, life gets very busy and people have a lot to juggle. We have work, we have interests inside the home, outside the home, and most people, believe it or not, aren't motivated to organize their things during their downtime. So a professional organizer or myself, such as myself.
Do you think part of that's the emotional attachment? That they have trouble separating? I mean, I assume part of the organizing is probably getting rid of stuff, decluttering. Is there an emotional attachment issue with
I think
things?
people usually don't know where to start, and they're really not interested in spending their downtime organizing a drawer.
I know exactly where the stuff on my desk is.
Good.
And so I save myself time by not putting it away.
Oh, there you go. I've heard it all now.
So your system works for you.
So that's a system. It's true.
It
The
is.
problem is with the system is when something changes in that system and that thing that I put somewhere is no longer there. Anyways, I digress. So you say a proud member of the National Association of Productivity and Organizational Professionals.
Yes.
What is that and why is it important?
NAPO is a national organization, and the organization has an established code of ethics for organizers and offers really great educational opportunities and provides a community for organizers to discuss different issues together that we come upon. We are very small businesses usually, and we need people to interact with who have experienced similar situations, been in similar situations. So the local Seattle NAPO chapter is my favorite part because there are about 40 organizers that get together once a month, and we at the Coast Bellevue Hotel, and we have a presenter, and we talk about all types of situations that come up during different jobs, and we support each other. We are resources for one another. We refer each other, and we really love to talk about organizing. So it's a really fun meeting. I know that probably sounds funny to a lot of people.
No, it's good that you love your work. It's apparent that you do so. So, Jamie, tell me a story of an especially challenging job you've completed.
Okay, well, I don't have a specific example about a challenge, but the biggest challenge that I encounter overall is when a client asks, how long will a job take? There are so many variables involved in any job, and they're dependent on the type of items we're organizing. For example, a box of papers takes a lot longer to organize than a box of clothes. And it also a project timeline is impacted by how fast a person can move. I don't expect a senior client to move boxes. I want to set them up for success, and I want them to be comfortable. So if we are organizing in a garage, for example, I often get them a chair and a side table and sometimes a blanket because it gets really cold in Washington.
Right.
And ask them questions, and I do the lifting. So it might take a little bit longer, but it's very effective, and we make really good use of the time, even though it might take a tiny bit longer.
Sure. Do you ever work in conjunction with home stagers?
I have a few times, and often I do a lot of staging when I know someone is selling their home, because I know all of their items and I know what they're going to get rid of or donate. And so I'm able to, I have a really good eye, and so I'm able to keep those items, and it really just helps the stager along if they are going to have one.
The first step in staging is declutter. So I could really see you being a huge benefit in that process.
Absolutely. I mean, and honestly, that's a lot of just being ready, right? So we talked early at the beginning of the show, right, of contingent offers, and the declutter is something that, let's say that house never shows up, you never write that contingent offer. Well, because you were in a position to have somebody like Jamie come in and kind of help you with that process, there's also an emotional aspect to decluttering, right? And I won't mention the something bringing me joy. Not that matters.
Oh, there you go.
But there is.
Well, our clients are talking about that.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, but at the same time, right? There's a lot of stress associated with a big box full of stuff that's been around and been in your family. You don't know if your grandkids are going to want it, your daughter's going to want it, your son or whatever. And so it can paralyze folks. And to have somebody just to talk to about it.
Right.
Man, Jamie, I think that's an amazing service.
So
Definitely.
Before the show, Jamie and I were chatting about something I'm running into now with my seniors who are moving into, they're downsizing or moving into retirement apartments. And it's that sometimes the kids don't want their treasure. There's clients that have items that are just their treasure that the kids, I have to think of one recently, crystal, beautiful, beautiful crystal, and the kids aren't interested. And so I'd appreciate if you'd share a little bit of what we chatted about concerning that.
Definitely. I'd love to share about this. To me, it's really hard for the parents who want their children to take these items, and these items are really important to the parents. And so I would encourage the children to take a few of those things or to discuss it. If there's china and furniture and other things, I would encourage the children to talk about to suggest taking one item and letting them know that they will honor that item.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what difference is it going to make, right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
And it's up to the child, who is an adult at this point, and that it's up to them once their mother or father passes away, if they can decide then if they want to take. They might value it more, and it might have more meaning after that. Mm-hmm. And so I don't recommend just getting rid of things.
Right.
All right. So this next question is actually for my wife, Lisa.
Okay.
Her husband is an incredibly disorganized individual.
To ask this one, Dan.
She wanted to ask this question. She said, "Dan, will you please ask Jamie this question for me?" My husband's an extremely disorganized person. Does that make him a bad person?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Now, can I elaborate on this a bit?
I hear a but coming.
No buts.
No, please elaborate. And
what I want to say is that there are times where we experience life changes, and I've experienced a lot of life change over the past few years myself. In 2017, I was divorced after being with my husband for 20 years, and I made sure to give myself as much time as I needed to create new systems and to learn about and feel comfortable in my new space. It happens, and some people are very visual. Keep the papers on the desk like you seem to like to do. And then there are people who don't like to see anything. And so I'm able to incorporate both of those.
Awesome. And when I think about that too, right? The human condition, we like systems, we like automatic, and so when we have that kind of setup, it's a matter of adapting, like you said, to what is your system of organization. You hear that, Lisa? I love you. Okay.
I love you too, Lisa.
So with our theme of spring cleaning and downsizing, how can Bourne to Organize help?
Bourne to Organize can help in a lot of ways. My recommendation is a garage organizing project. It is a project that you get a sense of accomplishment very quickly. You can see the change occur really fast. And usually there's a husband and wife or a couple who work with me on garages for some reason. And so we're able to accomplish a very large amount of work in a pretty small amount of time.
Awesome.
What's your favorite source of storage containers?
My favorite source of storage containers, I first like to use containers that are already there. I try to reuse
I like that.
anything
Yes,
that
that's
people
good.
have so that I'm not wasting
First
and
I didn't mean
One
like
that you
shipping
have.
containers. I meant like plastic boxes.
And I used to purchase containers from Storables, and now they are sadly closing. And so I do love the Container Store. Their containers are really great quality. Also, you can find containers, though, at IKEA and Home Depot, Lowe's, Target. I do not discriminate
There you go.
against
Awesome.
containers.
So what's the best way to get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch with me is to call me. My phone number is 650-274-4308. And I also am available through my website, Bourne, in the number 2, organize.com. And I have an email, which is Bourne, Bourne, 2, the number 2, organize @gmail.com.
Well, Brian, that was it. It's a wrap. Number 2 in the books.
Nice. So remember, in real estate, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate.
And also, organization and savings comes in a lot of different ways. And our 2 guests, again, I just want to thank Gina Schulman with Lotus Media. I want to thank Jamie Bourne with Bourne to Organize. You can find them on our website, the Eastside Real Estate Team, to connect up with them. And if you have any real estate-related questions, just give us a call at 425-200-4093. That's 425-200-4093, or on the web at theeastsiderealestateteam.com. I thank you very much for joining us on Real Talk. I am Dan.
And I'm Brian.
Thanks for listening.